Welcome to Whachacha's Tabletop World, a channel devoted to the love of board gaming. My name is Sweetness Whachacha, and this is my overview and thoughts on Boxtop Pinball Haunted House. Okay, so this is a dexterity game that you're going to use the actual box to play. It's going to be 2 to 4 players, and you're just going to play it over 3 rounds. Now you're going to set up the boxes like this. They're kind of nested in each other. You can see the biggest box, middle box, and lower box. There are dice for each player color here. There's some clue tokens that you're going to be replenishing on the board. And then there's 3 levels here of the board itself. This front piece here, you can move around. This is the has like the little coin spots. And essentially what you're going to do on a round is you're going to be placing one of the die of your color on here, and you're going to decide how to, you can move this around, you can put the die wherever you want, and you're going to, flick that die. And wherever it lands makes a difference. So let's look at this. If you strike a monster, either with your die or another die, you'll get points for that. So if you hit one monster, you get 2 points. If you hit 2 different monsters, you'll get 5 points. And then if you hit all 3, you'll get 10 points. This is over the course of your dice. At the end of your turn, you'll score points based on, where your die is. So this is 3 points times 2. It's in this special region here. So that would be worth 6 points. This die just sitting here would be worth 1 point. If this went into that hole or off the table, you wouldn't get any points for that. If you nudge one of these clue tokens, you'll be able to take that at the end of the game. The clue tokens have all different denominations on here, 1 up to 6. So that can be a pretty big spread, but you'll score those at the end of the game. If you land in this space, of course, you'll get a multiplier of 3. If you land in the summoning circle, which is the bonus, or if you knock one of your die in there, or if another player knocks your die in there, you'll receive one of your bonus die. And you can get up to 2 bonus die, sort of like multi-ball in pinball. To do up to 2 dice you'll be able to receive per round. So depending on where you land at the end of the round, so if I landed here and I'd hit Frankenstein here, I knew I'd hit him, then that would be worth 2 points, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? If this was in here, I'd get a couple extra points. So that's what you would do. You would score this up on on the scoring pad here, and then play would go to the next player. You leave the dice on there. So players will take turns shooting all 4 of their dice, any extra dice they've gotten from the summoning circle. It'll be the next player's turn. They'll shoot all their dice and so on and so forth. You're going to go through all the players, and that will complete a round. You'll do that 3 times, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game is going to win the game. Additionally, I forgot to mention that these pieces will move. You'll move Medusa to her next spot down here, Frankenstein to his next spot, and the skeleton will come back up here. And you'll do that each at the end of each round. So these 3 pieces will move each round. Okay, so what do I think about this game? Firstly, man, I absolutely love the theme. First of all, I love pinball. I think it's so fun to play. It's exciting. It's interesting. And secondly, our house is Halloween all year long. We're very Halloween. We're like the crazy Halloween people, my wife and I. So this is really a marriage made in heaven for me in terms of the theme. Secondly, the artwork and the presentation, it's just gorgeous, all these little details, the way these things look, and the fact that, you use the box. I love that, and it's very easy to put these in here and put the board together. It's not really that difficult, but I love all the little details and things on the board. I just think it's really, really lovely. This piece as well, with the insert coins and stuff, and even on the sides of the box here, I really like the way everything looks, very, very thematic, really fantastic, sort of retro Halloween look. I really like that. Additionally, in terms of the way the box is set up, I really like this part of the rule. When after you shoot your dice, if you see this is moved out of its spot, did I hit that, magnify that clue? Well, yes, you must have, because it's out of its spot. Same thing with the monster. If it gets struck and moves its spot, you can very easily see that you did hit that, because when the dice are flying, it's kind of difficult to catch that with your eye. Okay, so now that we covered that part of it, let's talk about the game itself. Okay, these kind of dexterity games, I like dexterity games quite a bit. I think they can be kind of fun. Even the playing field with different, if you have non-gamers and you have different ages and things, I think the dexterity side of it can really even the playing field. So you can accommodate a lot more people. There's a lot. This is very similar to, in some ways, to tumbling dice, or there's a lot of games like that where or flip ships, which is more cards instead of dice. But flipping cards, flicking dice, flicking tokens, pretty common. There's tons and tons of games. Flick 'em Up is another really popular one. So there's like a lot of those kind of games. All in all, like the game is very, very quick. However, you know, when I play these games, like, you know, I kind of feel like, oh, I did great. Does that mean I'm good at this? Or does it mean I kind of lucked out a little bit? I think, like, you know, this is not the kind of game you're going to like play over and over and over again until you get really, really good at, like, to intentionally get great at the game. It's very unlikely. You know, like some people like a game like Flip Car is super popular, and there are people that are like mastered their technique. Crokinole, some of these kind of games that have that, you know, that more table experience, people will spend a lot of time on. I don't think you're going to like really, you know, spend tons and tons of time of like, you know, playing this to like really, you know, get your craft good. But there is, you know, there are a lot of interesting little things to go for. So it's not just like, hey, I'm just hitting the die and wherever it goes, because, you know, like these are lined up pretty good here. So I might think like these two, you know, monsters are lined up pretty good here. So I might think, okay, let me put the box here and try to strike both those monsters for points. Or, you know, if the monster was like here, you know, if Medusa was up here for this round, you know, I might try to hit her to get the 2 points for her, and then like hopefully leave my die here in the ×2 spot. You know, stuff like this, like ×5. I feel like that's gonna just be a lucky, you know, draw that you miss this and happen to go that far. Okay, whatever. But you know, there is a little this, you know, getting this bonus circle very, very attractive, because you're going to get a bonus die, which is, you know, going to be worth a chunk of points plus whatever you can strike on the way or whatever. So, but again, it is very difficult to get the die to do exactly what you want. The other thing is like, so you have no control over probably what side the die lands on, you know? And so whether it's 1, 2, or 3, I do like the fact that it's not a full 6-sided die, that it's just 1, 2, and 3. So it is a little bit of a range of points, which is nice, but also pretty random, honestly. Like whether you get 1 or 3, you know, does that mean you played any better than the next person? I don't know. And I think, and additionally, these tokens, you know, if you happen to get one and it's a 1-pointer, you know, and somebody gets this 6-pointer, you know, that's a pretty big spread in a game that probably can only do like 20 or 30 points maybe. Having like a 5-point spread is a pretty, just completely randomly, you know. It's not like these are, you know, I think it would almost be better if these were upside down and you could see what they were, so you could kind of go for them a little better. Because if you saw that 6-pointer, I think that might be a little more valuable or interesting. But all in all, pretty swingy. But, you know, is this the kind of game that this isn't like Feast for Odin? You're not going into it thinking like, yeah, I've got my strategy, I'm going to do this and that. You just kind of like play and have a little fun. This is a great one to bring out for like a Halloween party or something like that. Of like if you have some mixed people there that aren't necessarily all gamers or whatever, you know, or all the same age. This is pretty approachable for everybody, and everybody can kind of get a laugh. You can do some trash talking, you know, like there's a playthrough on the channel here. You can see me make an observation that my wife did very, very poorly the first game, but then she ended up winning, spoiler alert, the second game. So you can kind of talk a little trash and then instantly regret it when you lose to the person you talk trash to. So it's interesting. All in all, great little production. Art is fantastic. Very cute theme. Love it. And you know, like just a very approachable, you can teach somebody, like these party kind of games, which I guess I would consider this a party game. I like non-word-based games, you know, to play, because like oftentimes games that are for bigger groups are usually based on vocabulary or word games, which I love as well, but I like to have a little bit of variety there. And so this one is just like, you know, it's not a whole lot to teach somebody. Look, you're gonna get points for hitting these various things, you know, put your die on here, move it to where you want it, and then strike the die. And that's the whole game. So you can teach it very quickly. You play a game, I mean, you know, 2-player game, you can play in 5 or 10 minutes. 4-player game, maybe 20 minutes, if that, maybe 15 minutes. So it's very quick to play. So it really helps out for like that party game kind of feel as well. So overall, really lovely production. You might be having to pick up some dice off the floor though. So yeah, this is a win in my book. It was only like 30 bucks at my local game store, and I think it's going to be a really great addition to my party game bag. So if you want to check out that playthrough, you can. Otherwise, hopefully I'm hoping that this helped you decide whether this game is for you or not. But for now, I gotta roll.